exposed to who you really are. That's the job of the enemy. Oh, I don't think you heard that one. Yeah. That's his job. Yes, it is. To expose. But you're ready, right? For the test, because it's coming. In order to be in the position God has called you to be in, you must be tried. You must be tried through a crucible that you think you can't handle. But I'm telling you, if you're the real deal, bring it on. In prison, there's a term called bit. Are you familiar with that term, anybody? That's doing time. They call it doing a bit. And if you have a horse and you want to control this horse, you have to put a what? Bit. In the horse's mouth. You see, because then the rider can turn right, turn left, roll, all those things. Make the horse uncomfortable. So in a penitentiary, when a man is incarcerated, he's doing a bit. Because the man, the gray shirt, the white shirt, the administration, tell him when to use the bathroom, tell him when to go to bed, tell him when to get up, tell him he can eat, tell him how much money he can have. So he's doing a what? Bit. But now the positive twist on that is this. BIT is really an acronym for basic individual training. See, there's more people out here that are locked up than in there. That's right. They just don't know they're locked up. You talk about doing a bit. When you're out in the free world and you don't know you're free, that's a mental lockdown. Huh? You know, I know I can see people and I look at them and I say, ooh, I can fuck with you, baby. I know you're only 30, but you look 50, 60 years old. When did you quit drinking? Oh, I still drink. I said, I know. You know, you can see an alcoholic. You can see it. You can see the way they talk. It's a familiar spirit.
Yeah.
Nothing new under the sun. You can discern that. You know, what's hard to discern is somebody who can't read.
That's right.
Because they're slick. I used to teach adult basic education in prison. It was hard to tell from one who could read to one who couldn't read, because they become so good at manipulating and covering it up, you can't tell they can't read. But can you tell a real dollar from a fake dollar? It takes what it takes, don't it?
Right.
To know a counterfeit.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. You see, what's going to happen now, after we leave here, you're going to be asked to step it up. You're going to go home this evening and you're going to hear the Holy Ghost speak to you and say, did you do what I asked you to do? And you're going to hear this and you're going to say, what did you ask me to do? You know what I asked you to do. Are you still in denial? There's going to be a conversation you're going to have. You have it all the time. You have this conversation all the time. Lord, what can I do for you? Lord, what can I do to get this? We're always plea bargaining with the Lord. Cut it out. Right?
That's right.
We're always,
that's right.
What do I got to do, Lord? Oh, I remember when I was an alcoholic and I was worshiping the porcelain god. Anybody ever worship the porcelain god? Up in the toilet? Lord! If you just take this hangover away from me, I promise I'll go to church. Right? Oh, wait, boy, porcelain god got a lot of disciples. Bow down to that toilet. Woo, wait. Simon, Satan wished to have you and shift you as wheat. But fear not. For I am praying. Jesus is praying for you.
Yes, Lord.
Yes. He is praying for you to rise up.
Yeah.
Don't wait on them. The waiting is over.
Yes.
The challenge is this. Bring somebody with you next week. I challenge the men in prison all the time. Don't sit with their crew. Go sit with somebody else at Chow Hall that you don't know. There's 1,500 men in here and you only know 4 of them. And you've been here 10 years. Get out of your comfort zone.
Right.
People who stay in their comfort zone become stiff. Water stagnant breeds a parasite called mosquito. Mosquitoes do one thing, and what is that? Suck blood. So you have to determine, who are you? Am I a vampire? Taking life? Or I am the call who gives life? You can't be one or the other. You can't be both. And you can't even, you can stay in the middle if you want, but eventually, you stay still long enough, you become the vampire. You can't, the other one, you must be moving. You have to be moving and active. It's time to quit waiting on somebody else. I've got to do it for you. I love you. I do. I love you with all my heart, but tomorrow is not promised to me. If I don't tell you right now, then I will be held accountable. You can't wait on Pastor Slack. Pastor Slack has been given a calling, and First Lady, they have been given a calling upon their lives that I drove this drive. It took me 3.5 hours to get here. Kathy and I were like, ooh, wait. Every weekend. We talk about sometimes twice. Go ahead. Sometimes this is a love that only God can place in somebody's heart, people. Because there's a dying world out there, and look who God sent you. Look who God sent you. So Kathy didn't tell you what. You see, Pastor Slack, and back home, he is known everywhere. And for you people to have him, do not take him for granted. No, it can be easy to do that. I know that. We fall asleep. Do you know why a man goes back to prison? Because he fell back asleep. Because the first day he got locked up in that wake-up call, for those of you who remember this, when they put the cuffs on you and you woke up in the cell and you were like, oh no! You're awake now. I never want to go through this again. You're awake, you're conscious, you're aware of what's going on. And you tell yourself, I'll never come back here again. And then you come out of your cell and you're in the county jail, and finally they send you to the penitentiary, and now you start to get comfortable. It's not so bad. Working out, playing basketball. Then you do your time, and then you go home, and you're like, yeah, freedom. You embrace it. You smell it for the first time, and you say, never want to go back there again. But then what happens? Life takes over you, and you start to go back to sleep. And the moment you fall back to sleep is the day you started to work yourself back in. We call them professional convicts. Well, churches today, what happens with churches is that they get a revival happens, and they wake up, and they get excited. But we're not, we don't have carnivals. You know, you ever hear the guy who's at a circus and he's got a plate like this, and he spins the next plate, he spins the next plate, and he spins the next one. What's he got to do? But put the first one down. Also, you got to go back to that first one. You're going to slow it down, don't stand that way if you don't go back. It's going to fall. So he comes back. So what happens is the pastor's got to come back and let me motivate you again. Let me motivate you. We're not. Okay, well maybe we are lion tamers. But we're not clowns.
Right. That's right.
We're not magicians. So what happens is we have to find it within ourselves to become a self-motivator.
That's right. Yeah.
So once the pastor